What's up? Welcome to my song review for the brand new song from Day6 that marks the release of their first full-length album titled I Smile. I already did my music video reaction, of course, my first impression thoughts on that song, and as I do with pretty much every song that I cover, I listen to it, I listen to this one more, and I have got a little bit more to say, of course, because these review videos are where I get to expand potentially on what I thought of a song for my music video reaction, or express a change of opinion that may have happened, and of course explain why. So, like I do with my music video reactions and every other video that I upload here, I'm just going to be honest and straightforward with what I say, what I liked about the song and what I did not. So, if that is something that is interesting to you, of course, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button below. So let's get into it. And I just gotta basically say that this song, in comparison to a lot of other the main promo songs that Day6 has released, is a relatively different change of pace for them. It's a moderate energy song, which they've released songs that are not high energy, but not like super low, depressing, like devoid of energy, but it's just somewhere right in the middle of that scale. And it isn't something that they haven't done before, but it's really the way that they have gone about producing the song and writing it and then performing it and singing it and stuff like that makes this song different in many ways, or in a couple of ways at least, from what they have released previously. And it makes sense for the fact that this song is supposed to be an emotional song, and it's not going necessarily for, or at least during the chorus, it's not going for a sound that is like a lot of emotional songs have a very, very thin sort of music track where if it's a guitar, they're plucking individual strings on the guitar instead of playing the power chords like Day6 brought out during the chorus. And it's a, of course, it's a different take. I guess you can compare it really to, or say as the best descriptor of this song, because they're a rock band, is really kind of saying like this is sort of a power ballad in a way. Like if anyone's ever listened to some of that 80s hair metal, like the power ballads are these emotional sorts of songs, but you got the crazy power, driving power and energy that's in the instrumentation of the songs. And I suppose that's definitely what they potentially were going for. Like this is their interpretation and their way of writing a power ballad. And that's a little bit interesting to think about, isn't it? I think that it is. The only thing that is different from this, that doesn't necessarily make it a power ballad, or it does, depending again on the way that you want to look at it, is the fact that there isn't really much of a change in overall, energy and tone and tempo and stuff like that from between the verses and the choruses. Like the overall, just general energy level of the song stays the same. The thing that does change though is the fact that during the verses, the instrumentation is thin, like I said, individual good strings on the guitar versus playing power chords during the chorus. So it just lends itself to a little bit more of an emotional, heartfelt sort of chorus, and then whatever they're doing with the chorus is just much more energy and powerful, which is kind of the way that the power ballads of the 80s and all that stuff goes. But the change in the that dynamic change, which the dynamics is having a large change or being something that is always constantly changing from one sound and one energy level to another, it just isn't really crazy present in this song, especially compared to their previous songs, which are very, very like dynamic in going from low energy verses to high energy choruses, or vice versa, the other way around, with low energy or with high energy verses and low energy choruses. Just the less instruments and the more thin a music track, that just kind of inherently makes the sound of the song a little bit more emotional, because if it's supposed to be a sad song, a lot of times, right, then the less feeling and the less just like I guess, emotion and energy that's coming out, the more it kind of gets across a sad feeling. But when you're putting out a lot of power like they are in the chorus, it just kind of takes back that sad feeling, but it replaces it with something that's a little bit different, of course. Or of course it's sad, but in a, just you're coming out with the sad, like with whatever that is, you're expressing your feelings and your emotions. And so it's definitely a little bit of an interesting kind of take on it. People said in my comments that like you shouldn't have read the lyrics so that you would have understood that, and that probably would have helped a lot, and it definitely does kind of help to kind of understand what the lyrics are and how it plays into the story that the music is telling. But also on my argument and my belief to kind of counter that is that the music itself is what is really supposed to kind of communicate and effectively communicate the emotion and the feeling, whatever it is, whether it's something that is up tempo and happy and is just a fun kind of song, or something that is a little down tempo, depressing to a certain extent. Maybe the music itself and the way that the vocals are sung are the most effective way to communicate that. And of course the vocals, the content of the lyrics and the content of the song, of course, tell the story, but the story itself isn't necessarily supposed to be the thing that carries the main emotional feeling to it. So the song is supposed to be the main way that the emotions get expressed, and then the content of the story is supposed to kind of enhance that or add some sort of context to it. So I don't necessarily think, my personal belief, of course, is that understanding the lyrics isn't necessarily the most important thing to get the emotional aspect of a song, because it should be effectively communicated through the composition of the music track and the singing of the vocals, the way that they are sung. So I mean, overall, with the song, I really like this song. I really like this song. It's a great song from Day6, as they always put out. They always do something that's a little bit different that they haven't necessarily done before. So I really do appreciate that from them. Like I said, different sort of vibe. It lacks a little bit of the dynamic change, or a lot of the dynamic changes that they've had from part to part in their previous releases. But of course, that's kind of what they were going for, of course, because like I said in my reaction video, that kind of stuff is done for a reason. Like there's an actual specific reason for the way that a song is composed and the way the song is, sung and all this kind of stuff. Just kind of up to me and you to interpret it whichever way that we want, or whichever way that we do. And, that's definitely, the way that it goes. So it's definitely different, and it is still definitely a quality Day6 song. But honestly though, I still have to kind of rank this towards the bottom of my list as far as favorite Day6 songs, unfortunately. So my statement and my opinion that as far as all of the Day6 songs that I've heard that have come out, I still have got to put this one at the bottom for me personally. So not every song can be a favorite song, and of course everyone can like argue and not like the fact that I wasn't super struck emotionally by this, because I think that a lot of people were in my music video reaction. But that doesn't really make my interpretation and my feeling of the song wrong. I just didn't agree, and I just didn't feel it the way that you thought that I should. So that's really all that I've got. It's still, like I said, for all of the reasons above, a really great song. It's really, there's a pretty decent amount of stuff going on in it, which of course is hard to pick up in a first reaction, which is why I do these review videos, because I listen to the songs more. As I listen to the song more, I get more ideas of what I liked about it, what I didn't. And of course, when I have enough stuff that I can put into a video, then I will, definitely work on doing that. So that's what I did with this. So that's all I got to say in this review here. Went into a little bit further detail and explained why I thought what I thought with my first impressions, because it honestly hasn't really changed a whole lot, but it just kind of fleshed out my thoughts with more actual, details and stuff. So if you guys agree with anything that I said, or even disagree, that's perfectly fine too, because this is all subjective. Music is all subjective to each individual's taste. So put your thoughts and comments down below. Let's discuss this song if you want to do it. That's what we're all about here, building a community that's all about having some friendly and respectful discussion about our thoughts and opinions, whether we agree or disagree. So that is all that I have got to say for this. that's going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.